Happy New Year, guys! Happy New Year! Nice to see you.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
So I just wanted to catch up on, there are quite a few birthdays and a couple of anniversaries. Anybody want to catch me up on what they did over? Dick, you're standing up.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your beers. No, I actually had December's a big month for me. An anniversary and a birthday, and because of the length of time I've been on this earth, I don't remember exactly what happened for either of those two occasions, although I do know that Shelley and I had a nice dinner. We did have a nice dinner out, and my birthday was fun. It coincided with my son, Brody, one of the original Rotary kids, graduating from CR, now he's moving to HS. That old habits die hard. Moving to Cal Poly, and he had a couple of issues with his enrollment, but there were some really great people who helped out with it. So I want to call out Peggy and also Romy for helping with that. That was really great. So he's going to be studying to follow in the footsteps of my brain is having a brain fart. I have a lot of those lately.
Father.
But pardon?
Your father.
No. God forbid. God forbid. No, he's gonna be a history teacher. He wants to be a history teacher. So he's getting his teaching, working towards getting his teaching credential. And who knows from there? Anyway, it was fun.
I had sushi and got ready and flew to Dallas the next morning with my parents for a week, and we flew out the day before the ice storm, so we got lucky. It was a good birthday, and I got to see my family afterwards, so that was about it. That's what these days.
Hey, stranger.
I was...
Wait, your name first.
Oh, I'm Central. I'm Jose from, actually, Holidays, right? But anyways, yes, so I was pretty selfish, but I just went down to SoCal, spent time with family. It was so nice just not doing anything and just kind of staying at home, spending time with them and having lots of food.
Well, I came to Rotary and had everybody sing happy birthday to me. And then that was great, and then I went to work, and then one person, I never say anything at work. And at Walson High, you get it's a paid day off for your birthday, which everybody loves. And I usually go to work, but they kicked me out. It was great. And then that night I went out with Penny, well, there was some other adults, but then at Larrabin, and we had a great time.
Jessica.
So this is a big birthday for me, and I decided that I'm sick of winter birthdays. So I didn't have a birthday. I have a birthday in the summertime. So 50.5, look for it in June.
Anniversary.
Yeah, Janice and I had an anniversary on December 18th. That was 51 for us. If you count from when I first took her out on a date when we were 16 years old in high school, it's been 56. And she actually remembers the date. Our first date was we went to a church social down there in San Fernando Valley. So it's 56 years, counting in Janice years. We kind of look for places that are pretty ADA accessible anymore, so we treat each other. It's a nice dinner, just the two of us.
Congratulations.
Due to an unfortunate violation of one of the unbreakable rules of the Rotary Youth Exchange Program, Lazo is returning home to Uganda. Just like me, probably everyone else in this room, sometimes we've made poor choices and mistakes in the moment, which can have hard and sometimes life-changing consequences. In these situations, there's opportunity for learning and growth in an environment of empathy, ongoing mentorship, and love. He's not a bad kid, he made a poor decision. He's not being punished. The program rules are clear and consequences are mandatory. What's optional is how we react. We don't abandon our kids when they veer off course. We help them reflect and accept repercussions. And we continue to love them for who they've shown themselves to be the entire rest of the time that we've known them. Lazo is no exception. If you feel the same, please add a note of encouragement to the card that's circulated in the room. I think there's some on the tables. They'll be facing a lot of hard questions back home, probably for quite a while. Some of the hardest will come from himself. If you have any questions, I welcome them, but may opt to discuss certain things privately outside this meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
So the Christmas cards on the table are for him. Please send a word of encouragement. He's a wonderful young man. I'm going to say to be able to who got to spend time with him on the share. Okay, we'll just catch up on the books. We're going to explain these nice little things you put together. Just really quick.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
So there's just a slip of paper. Nick Torres caught up the books through 2014 and turned them over to Sophie and I. And so they should be caught up. But if the slip you got, or if you didn't get a slip, ping me afterwards. I brought my laptop. We can look it up. If you have any questions about the balance, I'm glad to. I can send you the whole spreadsheet, whatever works. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Thank you for stepping into that position. All right, on some happier news. We have some huge thank yous from Taste of the Holidays.
Oh, yes, very big thank yous. I just wanted to, first of all, thank the club for all their hard work and pitching in for Taste of the Holidays. It was absolutely wonderful to see everybody participating. And there are some special thank yous that I want to put out to the community. I believe that the community was ready for Taste of the Holidays. We had over 600 people there. It was truly amazing, and it took all of us to do it. But these are some of the people that of our club that really stepped up. And I wanted to thank Dallas. If you can come up, I have a bottle of wine here for you guys, and I'd like to give them out. So, is Dallas up front, or we can come back? AJ, for your work on the raffle. That was absolutely wonderful. I don't know if you like red wine, but yeah, no, thank you. Romy, who's not here, really stepped up. As we had a member leave the club, she took over doing the front end and was really wonderful. Holly Martell, thank you. Toys for Tots was so successful. They emptied that thing 3 times and still had more. So that was good also. We have Brian Reeser, who's not here. He did an amazing job with the tickets. We have Sophie. Come on up. Thank you for doing the accounting and tracking. It's a big job. Tom, tell us, I didn't get you a birthday present, so here it is. Thank you. You know, with Tom, it was amazing. We're sitting there near the end and we're going, we need something savory. We need a vendor that's, you know, going to serve some meat or something. He finds Low and Slow, who just really did an amazing job. Also showed up early and washed all of the glassware that's been sitting in storage for 3 years before the event and dishes. So thank you, Tom. We have Jose, who we're there did an amazing job. Thank you so much for that. And there's one person who wasn't on the committee, but just really knocked it out of the park. And and that's Bob Johnson. Bob, thank you. You were back there. You did the dishes all night long.
I wanted to say something about that. Early in the evening, somebody said, the interactors are here, you can manage them and you can make them do everything. And I was like, oh my God, I just signed up to wash dishes. What is the deal? But it was such a great group and it was just amazing. And we have Mason here occasionally as a guest. A young man, he just knocked it, and Taylor too. I was just so impressed. It was just amazing what they did, and I enjoyed the hell out of them there. I really did. So anyway, interact.
Yeah. So we also had Melinda with press, and Ian did an amazing job with the social media as well. And then, of course, there's Lisa, who I'd already given a bottle of wine to, but you can come on.
She was drinking it that night.
Yeah, so Lisa just basically kept everything in order and everybody in order, and was contacting the vendors, along with Angela, who did an amazing job in getting all of the items, and also contacting the vendors. It was truly amazing. I'm glad that you were all on the committee. Thank you so much, and thank you, Club. That's what we do, and we did it well, so thank you.
Yeah, you forgot to mention yourself.
For your leadership.
Anyway, thank you all so much. Grab a bottle of wine.
Is there one left?
We've had a tumultuous couple of weeks for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, so I should just be getting back from Botswana right now. But I got COVID 5 days before I was going to fly, so I didn't go. And so I got to be here during the earthquake. And so the day after the earthquake, I went down to Rio Del to see what was going on, see how I could help. And there's just a lot of things that are going on down there. And then the second earthquake hit, and they went from a lower number of red tag homes to a much higher number. There are a lot of red tag homes down there, there's a lot of yellow tag. This is one of our poorer communities in this county, and they're really hurting. So there's a lot of people involved in, from around the state helping us with this response. And there will be lots of opportunities for helping with cleanup, the basic cleanup, but also, depending on people's skill sets, doing some repair work too. So we put the email out. I'm no longer in DAC TV, and I haven't had a chance to figure out why, so I don't get any of my own emails. But if any of you are interested in helping, and some of you have already responded, my work email is in that email you got. Respond to that, please. There's also is that blurry or anyway, if you'd like to, if you can't do hands-on but would like to help in another way, we have our disaster relief fund, and there's also a local one too. Are we focusing on going to?
We're working on. People should donate to this one, and I'm going to ask the local one to donate.
Got it. Okay, so we're not putting it into local, we're putting it into this one. So please, I mean, it was hard the first few days because everybody was on Christmas break, and then, you know, when people weren't showing up to help, but all those people down there were trying to have Christmas too. So it's not over. I mean, a lot of us had things break in our own homes. We put them back. We're moving forward. This is going to be a very long recovery for these people. So just don't forget it because it's hard. It's a tough one to recover. Nobody had earthquake insurance, of course. Many of the renters who got red tag don't even have renter's insurance, so they have a total loss. And And it's gonna be a long time before people can, well, their homes. I mean, so it's really challenging. Please, if you have, a few hours, just let me know and we'll get you plugged in. If you have any special skill sets in terms of kind of repair types of things, lots of toilets need to be reseated, whatever they call it.
Setting a toilet.
Some of them got thrown out. I mean, a lot of broken toilets, a lot of broken water heaters, lots of things like that. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I do plan to go back to Botswana in the spring, so the next earthquake, I get to be somewhere else. Thank you.
So this, the sanctuary got vandalized for the 5th time over this past year. The sanctuary garden. We're maybe working on funding for a surveillance. Trying to follow the emails exactly. There's a lot of them. I guess right now where we are is reaching out to them directly and asking how we can show our support. I'm not exactly sure yet. Maybe at the next board meeting we'll talk about funding. We can recommend. Yeah. But this is like embarrassing to have a garden vandalized 5 times. Like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. So let's just keep them in our thoughts, front of mind, how we can help. I'm going to keep working on how we can help exactly.
And they put a lock, whoever did it, put a lock on the door, which is so symbolically cruel. So they locked them out of their own garden. They locked them so they couldn't get in. It just felt like a real symbolic gesture too. I know Brenda was, so it was awful. Yeah.
It's been a fun light meeting, guys.
Yeah.
New Year.
Well, I'm back.
So Elizabeth has COVID. Sherry stepped up yesterday afternoon and we put together this wonderful spread out of nowhere and with nothing. So we're going to pass the kettle around for uniquely yours. And if she's in earshot, we'll thank her again.
Next time she walks by.
Yes.
So is this like an annual gift or a regular gift?
Bi-monthly. To who did the raffle? The raffle? Yes, please. After the raffle. Might use some time. And if you guys brought posters and you want to start putting them up while she's doing the raffle.
I'm not in the raffle, so
I'll read the number out. How's that? Are you guys ready? Last 3 numbers.
208.
4, 5, 9.
all right, that's easy. Oh, no, let's stay.
It is a bad meeting.
Okay, everybody. Here it is. 763-9452. That is 9452.
All right, Stephanie Lane.
This is Sue Bluff.
No. You got guys. I can remember. Okay,
All right, Ian. Sorry, come again first.
Okay, I promise, no more bad news. So, this room I can walk into in any mood or attitude or emotion, and I leave smiling again, so thank you, everybody. I'm wearing my district governor hat at the moment, and because a few moments ago Maggie talked about, and Vanessa talked about, there's a district disaster relief fund that is open for donations, and donations are coming in. But several of us hopped on a call with our district governor, who almost instantly called us the very next day and said, hey, you guys are hurting, what can we do right now? And I think Dustin, you were on the call, and a few others from other clubs put together, I think it was Wednesday night we decided, Thursday we collected the supplies, and Friday we distributed $5,000 worth of $100 prepaid visas to folks in Rio Del who needed a room for the night, or needed food, or didn't get to go Christmas shopping yet for the kids, whatever was needed in that moment. So we got that distributed on Friday before the Christmas weekend. Thanks to Carly from Eureka Rotary, one of the other area governors, who actually was able to take out of work and transport them down there. Coast Central donated the card fees to cover there's like $3 per card, and we wanted to know overhead, so thanks to Coast Central for stepping in there. And they actually collected them from 6 different offices to get them all together, because they didn't have that many in stock. The other thing that's going on is the district, when the fires ripped through our southern area of the district several times, they found that one of the immediate needs was to help businesses that had immediate losses get back in business. And so there's a small business recovery grant program ongoing. Myself and 2 others are reviewing the applications and visiting the sites and approving, or helping them get to a point where they could be approved, up to $2,000 to get the doors back open. And there's the 2 that have been approved and funded, and checks are in their hands so far. Patches Pastries in Ferndale lost all of his inventory that night because the fridges went out, and he didn't know the power was down, and the generators didn't kick on. So that really, handing over $1,500 to replace that inventory so that he could make the bake for the holiday weekend and not, be out. It sounds like not much for a business. Anybody who's in business knows you can spend $1,000 in a heartbeat, but it makes a huge difference to those that need that immediate relief. The other one that was funded immediately was North Coast Audio. They had a couple of bricks from the Lloyd building fall through the roof, making the skylight in the middle of the rain. And you can imagine what's in that place is kind of expensive. John's nodding his head. But, so even a couple thousand here, 1,000 there helps a lot. And there's several applications in. What the committee needs is help from others who we might have time to go visit a site and say, yep, I see the losses, that's obvious, we'll get that information back. So if you'd like to help out, it could be as simple as running 1 errand a week to go say hi to somebody, check out and make sure that it's valid. So that's the ask for help. But help is coming. There's the district approved $20,000 the very first night, just out of hand, said go fund it. And there's more money coming in. District Governor Jennifer just received word that Rotary International will fund a co-grant of another $25,000 to match what else is coming in against that. So we're going to be helping for probably the next couple of months as people get back on their business.
If I could add, my friend Chris, who owns Northwest Audio, I was trying to see what I could do to help, and I got on the internet and signed them up for some classes and some newsletters, because all of these economic development places that say, come to us for money, don't give you money. It's a process, and you have to apply for things, and he was trying
this around in like 6-7 days.
Yeah, and his shop is right next to the Lloyd building, and the city came along and closed the Lloyd building and put a fence around his business. He got them to move the barriers, and he put up an open sign.
Door.
Yeah. But what he needed was some radio ads and a banner. And one of the things I love about Rotary is how quickly we move, and how sometimes we don't have to jump through lots of hoops to get to things. And he was able to deal with this from the shop where he was sweeping and moving stuff around. There's an event going on next week where there's going to be lots of funding sources in Fortuna. I might go watch his shop so he can go do that. I don't know. Small business owners who have to be in their shop trying to keep the doors open can't be running around doing all of this stuff. So it's tough. And again, I think how quickly and how kind of no strings attached Rotary does things is commendable, and it makes more sense than a lot of the programs out there.
Seeing the applications in, thank you, John, is a really close to the heart reminder at how small the margins and budgets are for some of these small businesses. I mean, there's asks for $200 to replace my, sewing supplies that fell off, and I can't finish these projects that I've already committed to, doing. It's all sorts of different businesses that we may never have heard of. Maggie?
Could you keep a list of where businesses we're helping, because we could also try to go shop there.
Yeah, Terry is our faithful scribe. She's taking in and assimilating that.
But, let us know, because, if we just don't, shop local, go to these places, if you need something, go in.
And you may find a business you've never heard about. And a lot of them are in the Rio Dale, Fortuna, Scotia, Ferndale area. So, yeah. Thanks everybody for supporting this. Oh, sorry.
I got a chance to go out with the library to Rio Dale this last week, and the Community Resource Center there. They weren't sure if they could open or not, but it was amazing being there because they had all these organizations in this room as well as entertainment for kids. But that's a great place to go see what they need. Like they just had a lot of entities. The Chamber of Commerce is there, but also like the Resource Center, the NDHHS there, and the mental health. They had a whole bunch of people in the Kiwanis Club and food for people. A lot of stuff in that one space.
The chamber is great. 2 nights ago, when they finally had the moment to review the details of this program, they posted it to their site, and another 5 applications came in that very night. So.
Yeah, that Family Resource Center is run by St. Joe's, and they are, the woman hired there was hired like a few weeks.
Sarah rocks.
And she's amazing, and that is the hub. So if you go into Rio Dale, want to know what help is needed in the moment, just go to the chamber, and they need, people need powdered milk because they still don't have water. It's like that. It's like that.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
More good news. We have a craft shop.
Only good news, Bob.
Yeah, that's super good news. Craft talks are so funny, right? Nobody wants to do them, and today's a really great illustration of why nobody wants to do them. Who wants to come up to the front of the room and talk about themselves for 5 minutes when there's such amazing conversations in the room, right? Kids that need support and love, community members that need support and love. It's the thing that makes Rotary worth doing. Hello, Zoom people. My name's Bob Judevine. I'm a banker. Rotary Capital Bank branches in July to the one on the hill. To be very brief, I had 60 slides prepared because I knew one for each year so that I could really give you the full scope. But given the circumstances, it didn't seem like a good idea. So I've also been blessed to have met somebody really wonderful, and I had 0 brains as a teenager, and that's my wife, Teresa. We've been married for 43 years, almost 43 years. I always opt 1 year just because it's amazing to me she stuck around that long. We have 3 kids, lovely people. My son Chris is 41, and yes, if you do the math, there was a little bit of a tension thing there after we were engaged to move the day to bed. Boys and girls. My daughter Candace, they all live in town. I'm such a lucky man. They all 3 live in town. My daughter Candace is 39. She's got 2 beautiful children. Chris has a really beautiful daughter. They're all below waist height. Right, so that age group, whatever that age group is, it's less than 6. And my youngest is Lily. She's 25, and she's just recently married, and they've just recently bought a house, so they're going through that whole adventure. It's a joy to see for me. And the reason I led with my family, I mean, a craft art's really an introduction. It's supposed to be the time that, the only time that a Rotarian talks about their business, right? Because we're not supposed to sell to one another. But I sort of work to live, right? And I love working. And I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't working, but my family's really the thing that lights me up. So I'm a banker, I told you that. I do commercial loans, told you that. I came to Redwood Capital Bank 9.5 years ago from working at HSU. I traveled a lot, so I was really excited to be able to take a deep dive into the community. And Redwood Cap's a local bank, and they're very involved. And so that's been one of the things that I've taken a lot of joy in, and I got to join Rotary. They don't require it, right? It's not a thing, but it was one of the things I could do, and they did. And I really loved that. I worked in the Fortuna market for the last 9.5 years. And one of my favorite things was Rotary for all the reasons you guys know. Taking care of youth, responding to community crises in a meaningful, tangible, immediate way. The exchange program and all of the richness that brings to young people, but also into our lives is part of that deal. So, and those are just things you guys all know. Doug, that, banker, I told you I'm a banker. It is funny to me still that they hired a non-bank guy to be a banker. Sometimes I'll look around the branch and I'm like, wow, it's amazing they trusted you with this. And then I'll go in the vault and I'll dump all the money on the floor and roll it in.
Invite people to that party? Yeah. 50.5.
I'm sure I can.
Fellowship.
That look I saw on AJ's face says that's actually a thing.
Yeah, so when I got the chance to come back to Arcata, I've worked I own a small business in Arcata, and I worked at HSU, so maybe 15 years working in Arcata. And like the communities in Humboldt, it's got its own amazing personality. Really kind, really diverse, inquisitive, smart, right? And when I came to this club, it's such a great representation of that personality, and I'm only just getting to know you, but I really love the things that you do and what you stand for in Arcata. So thanks for welcoming me so nicely.
I guess let's make it official, Bob. I'll take that.
All right, we have one fellowship announcement, and then it's committee fair time.
Hi, fellow
Morning, Jeff.
Rotarians. Happy New Year! We do have a fellowship opportunity coming up later this month. On the 26th of January, we'll go to the Jacks game. So there'll be more details to follow with regard to that, but mark your calendars with regard to that coming. The second save the date is in February 19th, I believe, which is a Sunday. Is going to be our charter celebration. So 2 fellowship events for your calendar. So, okay. Thank you. Hang up.
Okay, so.
President Vanessa, can I just make a quick?
Oh, yes, absolutely, I'm sorry.
Okay. So on your table is a list of Final Friday assignments for the rest of this Rotary year. Please check where your name is and look at the month. If you would like a different month, please write it on that piece of paper and leave it on the table, and I'll come by and collect it afterwards. You'll see there's a lot of January dates, because if somebody is assigned July and they don't do it, then they go to August, and then so some January people have been kind of putting off the opportunity until this brand new year. So I'm expecting a really big Final Friday this January. But feel free to change, just let me know, and please note which month I've asked you to do, and then we'll go forward from here, because the Rotary Foundation does great things. This disaster relief money, a lot of it is coming from the Rotary Foundation donations that we've all made.
So committee chairs, you brought your posters. We're I'm just gonna turn it over to you guys. Please, if you're not a committee chair, if you're curious about what each committee is doing, feel free to wander around the room. Yes?
And if you're lost,
Before I end the meeting.
Oh, I do. Go ahead.
So, good news for me, kind of unfortunate. I'm moving. So, my wife got a new, totally unexpected job, and we decided it was a little closer to family, let's just do that. So, sorry to say goodbye. Tuolumne County. Oh, cool. Yeah, so that's where I was born, so it's moving home for me. But yeah, I just wanted to say that this is a really pleasant surprise, this group of RCAS. I had a lot of fun, and y'all do amazing work in this community, and it's pretty awesome. I've been to some Rotary meetings before. They're not all like this. So, but yeah, so I'm sad to say goodbye, and really grateful to have that service policy.
We'll miss you.
Yeah.
This weekend?
Be sure to take the spirit of this club, your new one.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what the kids put. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
I have one thing. So the rotary wheel needs a home. It's been in my storage for where we keep our boats as an emergency drop-off. And I got an email and where they're gonna have to start paying or it needs to be moved. And we're lending it today to
Eureka.
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. So it's gonna be moved today, but unless we wanna pay, it can't go back there. So,
what is this cost?
it's 9 by 9. Main Street might be able to have it in a storage. That would be amazing.
I can ask, but I think.
Okay, so.
Or could it go back to Scott's? Amanda can get into Scott's.
I have a We can leave them as a surprise.
We can get it back to Scott.
That
sounds like an awesome ages. Why did it Is there a reason it's not going back to Scott's? That's what I want to know.
He asked that.
Well, he's not here.
Well, he should have left.
Yeah, I should have left town
Is
for
it
months.
fair to all concerns?
How big is ours? Fair to most concerned.
Sorry to everybody.
Can we stick it to Scott?
Most doors are not 9 feet tall. That's the issue.
Or you can tilt it.
Well, I said that and I got shot down, so I don't know.
I don't think we do. It has.
It's wide at the bottom. That's the base. I think we can take this.
He built it, didn't he?
It might work.
All right, anyone else? All right, thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. Oh, wait, we're taking next week. Next week. And do you have a person saying that?
John's going to send out like a genius, and I'm going to send out a letter today.